Hello students, in today's class we will see a first order system's response to a unit step input. Okay, so we know that order is nothing but the highest power of s in the denominator. So the standard form of a first order system is k divided by tau s plus 1. Okay, so here you can see s has a power 1, so it is a first order system. Okay, now what are these k and tau? K is nothing but the gain of the system. It is also called steady state gain or DC gain, and this tau is nothing but time constant. Okay, right. So with this standard form of a first order system, let us see how this first order system responds when a unit step input is given to it. Okay, see, what is a unit step input? We know that unit step input means right, u of t is nothing but 1 for t greater than or equal to 0, right. So what is this? So r of s is nothing but here r of s is nothing but 1 by s, which is the Laplace transform of u of t is equal to 1. Okay, so we know that unit step is u of t is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0, which is so the Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s. So we are using the input r of s is equal to 1 by s. Okay, now what do we need? We need to find out the response, right? What is the response? We know that c of s is the Laplace transform of output and r of s is the Laplace transform of input. So we need to find out the time domain response, means we need to find out c of t. Okay, so c of t means first we should know what is c of s, then we can take Laplace inverse to get c of t. Okay, so from this c of s is equal to r of s into k divided by tau s plus 1, right? And what is this r of s? We know it is 1 by s. Okay, so c of s is equal to 1 by s into k divided by okay. Now how should we go about? This is nothing but k divided by s into tau s plus 1. Okay, now how to go about? We need to find out c of t. How to find out c of t? We need to do partial fraction of this c of s and get it into two different terms, right? Then we can apply Laplace inverse. Here, since we have k by s into tau s plus 1, we will have two terms. What are they? While using this partial fraction method, c of s is equal to a by s plus b by tau s plus 1. Okay, so how can we solve this? A into tau s plus 1 plus bs, right? What happens when s is equal to 0? When we substitute s is equal to 0, what do we get? We get this is equal to k, right? Because see, I can rewrite it like this. C of s is equal to k divided by s into tau s plus 1, which is again written as like this. So it can be written cross multiply and then these two denominators gets cancelled. This is another way of doing partial fraction. Okay, now substituting s is equal to 0, we will be getting a is equal to k. So from this we get a is equal to k, right? What is the other time? I mean, the other way of getting it is substituting s is equal to minus 1 by tau. So when you substitute s is equal to minus 1 by tau, what do you get? So what is B? So from this we get B is equal to minus k tau. Okay. So this can be written as k by s minus k tau divided by tau s plus 1. Okay. Since k is common, we can take k outside. So what do we get? C of s is equal to k into 1 by s minus tau by tau s plus 1. But we very well know that when we are taking Laplace inverse, okay, we have s plus a, 1 by s plus a, we know the Laplace inverse is e power minus at. But here it is of the form tau s plus 1. Okay. So to get it of the form s plus a, we need to take tau outside, right? So when tau is taken outside, we get k into 1 by s minus tau divided by tau into s plus 1 by tau. So this tau gets cancelled, and what we have is only this, right? So it is nothing but k into 1 by s minus 1 by s plus 1 by tau. So this is our C of s. Now what is C of t? C of t is equal to Laplace inverse of C of s, and which is nothing but k into this 1 by s, Laplace inverse is 1, and 1 by s plus 1 by tau is nothing but e power minus, we already know that it is 1 by s plus a, Laplace inverse is e power minus at. So here it becomes e power minus t by tau. Okay, our a is 1 by t, right? Okay, so this is the response. C of t is equal to k into 1 minus e power minus t by tau. Okay, now what we need to know is, what is the role of this tau, time constant? Okay, and how will the response be? See, we have already seen that our input was only like this. It is a unit step input and it is like this. So what should be the output? Output must follow the input, right? So finally the output has to settle to 1, right? We'll assume the gain k to be 1. Assume. Okay, and also assume that let the time constant tau be 0.5. Okay, now let us just substitute these. We get C of t is equal to 1 minus e power minus t by 0.5. Okay, to find out the response, we can find the various values of C of t for times, for different time instants. Okay, okay, I have noted it down after calculating. When you substitute t is equal to 0, it is 0, right? E power 0 is 1, 1 minus 1, 0. Similarly, I have the values 0.63, and for 1 it is 0.86, for 1.5 it is 0.95, then 2 it is 0.98, 2.5 it is 0.993, for 3 it is 0.997, for 3.5 it is 0.999. Okay, And if we go on like this for 5, I am getting it as 9999 followed by 2 5s. Okay. So finally we can see that it approaches 1. If we go beyond, if we go this beyond certain value, for instance, take t is equal to infinity. Okay, at t is equal to infinity, what happens? It becomes 1. Okay, right. Now we have to draw this graphically. We have a graph, okay, assume, right? Now let us plot these values there, okay. So what does it state for t? T is equal to 0, it is 0, okay. I'll use a black to mark the values. For 0.5 it is 0.63. Then for 1 it is 0.86. For 1.5 it is almost 0.95. Then, right, so when I plot the values, what will I get? At somewhere at infinity it reaches that one. Okay, so these are the values. Things will go on. Okay. Now what will happen if this k remains the same and we are changing the time constant value? Okay. So let us assume that we have a time constant tau is equal to 2. Okay. K is equal to 1. So what will happen to this? I'll make a partition. What will happen to the c of t? C of t is equal to 1 minus e power minus t by 2. Okay. So let us again tabulate t versus c of t. Okay, and again I have the calculated values. For t is equal to 0, it is 0. For 0.5, to your surprise, it is 0.22 only. And for 1, it is 0.39. For 1.5, it is 0.52. Only for 2, it reaches 0.63. See here, at 0.5, when t is equal to 0.5 seconds, it has reached 0.63. But here see, only when time t reaches 2, it has reached 0.63. Then what happens? At 2.5, it is 0.71. At 3, it is 0.77. Then at 3.5, it is 0.82 or something. And around 5, it is nothing but 0.917. Okay. And only at t is equal to 20, you are getting the same value. 0.999955. Okay. And now it is time to plot these values also. So what happens? The starting is the same, but 0.5, it is 0.22. Then 1, it is 0.39. Then 1.5, it is 0.52. Then 2, it is 0.63. Then 2.5, it is 0.7. 3, it is 0.77. 3.5, it is 0.8. Okay. And only at 5, it is almost 0.91. Okay. So, if I join those values, it will take much more time, okay, to settle at 1. Right. So from these two graphs, what do you infer? The inference is, right, what is our final aim? It is to reach the steady state value of 1. Okay, we know that the final value should be 1. The desired output is 1. And this final value is reached at a faster rate in this particular graph when compared to this graph. Am I right? The same final value 1 is reached a bit late compared to the earlier graph. So, what is that has caused this change? K being the same, only this tau is changed, right? Time constant has changed. So, what is the significance of this time constant? Time constant changes the speed of response of the system. So, lower the time constant, faster the system responds. Okay. So, lower the time constant, faster is the response, and higher the time constant, the response slows down. So, this is for tau t is equal to 0.5 and this is for tau t is equal to, tau is equal to 2. Tau is equal to 0.5 and tau is equal to 2. So, you can see that higher is the time constant, slower is the response. Okay, that is the significance of the time constant. Now, how will you define time constant? So, let us look into that. So, a time constant is defined as the time taken to reach 63.2% of the final value. How will we achieve that? I mean, how can we get that definition? Right? What did I say? Time constant is defined as the time taken to reach. Right? So, assume that time constant is nothing but the time, t. Okay. When will this tau be equal to t? You just substitute it there. So, c of t becomes 1 minus e power minus 1. Right. When you find out the value, it is nothing but 0.632. What is that? C of t. So, what did I say? Time constant is the time taken to reach. So, when tau is equal to t, the c of t becomes, you replace tau as t, what happens? It is 1 minus e power minus 1. Okay. When you find out the value, it is nothing but 0.632. So, c of t is equal to 0.632. So, in other words, in terms of percentage, we can call it as 63.2% of final value. What is the final value for this unit step? It is 1. Okay. So, 0.632 is right. So, what is the definition of time constant? Time constant is nothing but the time taken, time constant is nothing but the time taken to reach 63.2% of final value. Okay, clear?